What's up, guys? Welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Ray Knight. Here you give a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comic book characters. I am sick. Please forgive me. And I know it's been like 1,000 years. Okay, so just relax. But I wanted to come to you guys and give you guys the Dakota Incident from DC Comics. I have several thoughts on this story in particular, so please bear with me. I'll try not to cough out like my lungs and shit. So anyway, to start, we have Beacon, who is out fighting one of fucking Virgil's criminals, right? And he's, he's like, oh, you're Static's protege, so you're no slacker or nothing like that. I like that, but I'm still about to beat your ass. And in fact, Beacon is the one that beats his ass. You know what I'm saying? So he's on there, he's talking to Static, and he's just like, was this one of yours? And he's like, yeah. He's like, he keeps escaping, and he's like, yeah, he tends to do that. Y'all don't have like a super powered thing for him to go to, something. So the guy is just like, it doesn't really matter what it is that you do, I'm still going to fucking escape. But as he's sitting there talking his shit, he starts screaming and hollering in pain because he starts getting erased from the timeline. And then all of a sudden he can't hear Virgil. He's like calling for his mom. He's calling for anybody, right? And he's not getting a response from anybody. People are disappearing from the time stream. But then his suit's just like, hey, we have a fucking time stream anomaly thing going on, or temporal anomaly, and he initiates the protocols, like the safety protocols for him, and he ends up slipping out of the time stream. Now, he does go through like the history of Dakota, right? But there is something that changed that's affecting what's happening right now. So he goes through and we end up talking about Edwin Alva. And Edwin Alva has this plan to make everything just fucking pristine. There's no crime or anything like that. All of these cities are clean, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking to Curtis Metcalf. And they're talking about like this whole entire plan, but there's like a little splotch on their plan, and it's Paris Island. Paris Island has all the crime, all the the gangs, everything, all that stuff. And he's just like, let's go there. So he goes and he talks to Thomasina Jefferson, who is the mayor at the time, and she's like, oh my god, yes, save us, please. Make this place fucking pristine. So, and this is after him telling her about this gas that's going to, it's going to save everything. I'm sure it is. So, they have, as we all know, they do the gas on the protesters and all the gangs and everybody that's outside. And we have that Big Bang situation. Bang babies show up, people get powers or people die, and it becomes like this huge fucking disastrous mess. And instead of just regular fucking human crime, it's superhuman crime. So then of course we kind of get the short shots of people that we all know. So we have the writer who had discovered the alien, who would then become Icon, and she would become Rocket, who is Beacon's mom. And then we have where the Blood Syndicate was like the first ones to like rise, but they weren't like superheroes, you know what I'm saying? So then you have like the Blood Syndicate, you have Icon and Rocket. And then the spark of the entire thing was Virgil. And, he's coming in, helping people, he's street level, all this other things, right? And so everything is proceeding as normal. And then we have something else that happens. So Edwin says that, he he's talking to Curtis, and Curtis is like, I want to be your partner, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I've never really needed a partner, but you are my will. You know what I'm saying? So he used his power and influence to set Curtis up to take the fall for everything that happened on Paris Island. The reason that Bang Babies even fucking exists. He's also at fault for any of the people who died during all of that, the gas, everything. So Curtis takes it upon himself to go and do a deep dive on what the fuck was going on, to find out that Edwin wanted that to happen all along. That is how he created that gas. That is exactly what the gas was used for, or was supposed to be used for, was to create superhuman beings so that he could have leverage over the fucking government and, all kinds of other bullshit that he ended up being in the middle of. Now, okay. So, after being accused of such things, he decides to respond to all the bullshit by becoming hardware. Okay. So, everybody's out there protecting Dakota City, okay? They're doing what they're supposed to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? And then, here is the hitch that happens in the time stream here. Edwin Alva sends a letter to Curtis Metcalf, addresses it to hardware. So, he knows that, right? And shit. I'm keeping that in there, I'm sorry. Anyway, so he addresses it, and basically it was like a confession. And he goes to talk to him because he's like, why the fuck do I have this? And Edwin Alva has been murdered. But when hardware is explaining all of this to everybody, he's just like, because I'm the one who found his body, I'm going to be prime suspect as well as any other superpowered being in the city. So it doesn't matter if you're a villain, a hero, it doesn't really matter. Everybody is going to be under investigation because of this, okay? And so, they're trying to figure out what the fuck they're going to do about this situation because none of them actually did it. Now, in the background of all of this, we have where now that he is dead, all of this stuff is going on within the government. So there is no government protection because Edwin Alva is dead. So Lex Luthor is like, I want Dakota City under my fucking legacy. I want that shit handled tonight, right? So of course, Amanda Waller sends in the Suicide Squad. On the Suicide Squad, she has Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger being on the Suicide Squad is a very interesting choice. So we get to Dakota, or we get to Paris Island. When they set foot on Paris Island, they ain't even had to say nothing. The Blood Syndicate came out and whooped their ass. Came out fucking firing. They were like, oh, the government dogs are so fucking predictable. It's a good thing you didn't make us wait long. Light they ass up. And lit up they did. So Boomerang is on the phone. He's like, oh my god, they're trying to fucking kill us. Yes, bitch. Because why the fuck are you here? You know what I'm saying? Get out. So, then he calls in for backup. Soldiers come out and they're like, all y'all need to put your stop using your powers, blah, 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 blah. No, you came to my house. I'm about to whoop your ass. So Icon, Rocket, everybody is out there, Static, everybody. And they are protecting the citizens or the civilians that are outside. And then Bronze Tiger is, trying to, kind of compartmentalize what's going on, and he's fighting with Y-Sun, and he's like, you should just surrender or give up or some shit. And Y-Sun was like, I think you have me mistaken for somebody else because we don't do that around here. The fuck are you talking about? Now, as all of this is happening, Bronze Tiger sees one of the soldiers literally getting ready to shoot a civilian, and so he attacks them. Which makes sense because if your target is supposed to be the superpowered people who are dead in front of you, they all have on costumes, so you know what they fucking look like. Why are you trying to shoot one of the civilians? Why are you doing that? And they're running away, by the way. So it's not like they're attacking you. So what is it that you actually came to the island to do? So, Bronze Tiger, of course, attacks that guy and then protects a woman and her kids from another attack from some other fucking people. And then the Justice League show up. Specifically, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. Black Lightning shows up, but he shows up as Jefferson Pierce. And he shows up with Lex Luthor, Amanda Waller, Sarge Steel. Now, also, by the way, Captain Atom was involved in this fight. He went up against Icon, and I'm pretty sure he got his ass beat. Not even gonna lie. So they're like, oh, well, let's go have a conversation. So the reason that they're there is because Lex Luthor wants to do a ceasefire. However, the conditions of the ceasefire are that none of the heroes on Dakota, in Dakota, are allowed to protect the citizens of Dakota using their powers. If they use their powers to protect people, they will be prosecuted. Okay. Interesting. So, of course, everybody is against that. And because Rocket and Virgil are the hotheads of the situation, Jefferson takes them down because Amanda Waller's like, ooh, I want all evidence of that Q shit to be like just discarded. That all that shit gotta go. So he takes them down there so that the cooler heads can have the conversation upstairs. Except you are talking to the black men, telling them that they can't protect the people that they were sworn to protect because they would then have to they have to default to the fucking Justice League. The Justice League doesn't live here. The Justice League doesn't come here. That's insane to me. Like, what are they aren't here ever. So what are we doing? And since when does the Justice League respond to Lex Luthor calling? You see what I'm saying? So anyway, obviously they don't want to sign this, and they're just like, this is absolutely fucking insane. When Jefferson is talking to Rocket and Static, he's just like, listen, I don't really know what to do at this point because I can't do what I need to do without being in there, and I have to be in there and have to be kind of just like a neutral party at this point. And he's just like, Virgil's just like, what do you want us to do? And he's like, I can't really tell you what to do, right? Keep your head down, nose clean type shit. But as a black man and a father who doesn't want to see history repeat itself, I say do what you gotta fucking do, my nigga. So then, of course, they just start fucking shit up. Now, after they have fucked shit up, Sarge Steel is like, oh, y'all can come back upstairs. Well, they see that Icon is shaking hands with Lex Luthor, and of course, now they know that this bullshit has been set into motion. And then, after all of this is said and done, Superman goes, I'm sorry it has to be like this. Are you? You're about to piss me off. They're like, we're gonna keep an eye on Lex Luthor. Okay. What the fuck does that do for me? Oh, right. It doesn't do anything. So anyway, Beacon lands in whatever future this is. Or whatever this is. And he finally finds Virgil, who is ordering coffee and being a normal fucking person. And he does confront him, and he was like, so, this is who you've become? Everybody else has figured out different ways to, say fuck the system and protect the people. And you are out here being a student and buying coffee? So you ain't shit for real. Well, of course, that does piss him off. Because he's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? I said what I said. You ain't shit for real. But then his temporal anomaly protocols start failing, and he starts erasure has started. So he starts disappearing. And when he calls him Uncle Verge, he's just like, oh shit, that was my nephew. Oh my God. Then he goes home, finds his uniform, or his costume, and it's like, it's time for Static to come back. Been that. Been that. Now, one of the things that aggravates the absolute fuck out of me is their need to involve the Justice League. Why do y'all keep having to do that? I hate that more than anything. The fact that the default is now the Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, which is actually like what it is. Everything defaults to the Justice League, and all of a sudden the Justice League is like, are y'all government funded all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck are you even doing here? And the fact is that you're only here because Lex Luthor is here. Any other time, like from point A to point B, y'all haven't been here to do anything. But now all of a sudden, you're sorry it has to be this way. Are you? Are you sorry it has to be this way? This being the incident is so crazy to me because it could have been anything else. Them not being able to use their own powers in their own city to protect their own people and have to default to the Justice League, who is supposed to be protecting the world. Why do I have to wait for you? That's not a ceasefire. And then it's the fact that nobody has investigated that man's fucking murder. It does say that it's supposed to be a new beginning. So I do hope that they continue with whatever this is. They announced that Milestone was supposed to come back. I'm wondering if that's what this is. It's supposed to be like the catalyst, the jump off point for Milestone to come back. Hopefully so. We'll see. I like the artwork. The story is crazy. It's a good story. A good starting point. Beacon, I really actually kind of do like Beacon. So I really need them to do more with this because his relationship with Static is actually very interesting. So I would like them to do more with this. But we'll see. I am officially tired of talking. So if you have not read the book, get the book. It's still on Amazon, both of them, Midnight Whispers and Salt Blood. The second book to the Salt Blood series does come out in March. I say it comes out March 18th. It kind of just depends on how my editing goes because I have been sick and I've been tired, so we'll see. But that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. If you have not read The Dakota Incident, please do. Please go get like the physical copy. We want Milestone to come back. I need black characters in my life, okay? So go get things, please.